You know how the wealthiest 1% seem to be playing a completely different game with money? Well, it's not magic, and it's not some big secret. It's a blueprint. And that's exactly what we're going to break down right now, step by step.
So take a look at this. Entrepreneurs, investors, what is the one thing that connects all of them? It doesn't matter if it's a company, a stock portfolio, or even a super unique talent. The common thread is, well, it's incredibly simple but so powerful. They own stuff.
Just let that sink in for a second. If you don't own something, you are what's owned. Oof, that one idea is the absolute key to unlocking real financial freedom. See, the system is kind of set up to keep you in a loop, earning, spending, and you end up trapped, owning nothing that actually builds your wealth. That's the problem we're going to solve.
Okay, so that's the million-dollar question, right? How in the world do you start owning things? It can feel like this huge, impossible jump. But honestly, it all starts with a simple, straightforward framework. A rule that, and I mean this, anyone can use, no matter what you're earning, to start building that foundation of ownership for themselves.
And here it is. It's called the 25-15-50-10 rule. Just 4 simple numbers, but trust me, when you put them to work, they can literally transform your entire financial future. The secret isn't about making more money. It's about what you do with the money you already have. So, you ready? Let's dive into the first piece of this puzzle.
All right, first up, 25%. I want you to think of this as your growth engine. This money has one job and one job only. It's not for your rent. It's not for going out. This is the part of your income that you send out into the world to work for you. We're talking 24/7, making money even when you're asleep.
So what does that mean, put it to work? It means buying assets, things that have the potential to go up in value over time. We're talking about stuff like stocks, maybe a piece of real estate, or even investing in a side hustle. The big picture goal here, to get this 25% to a point where it's making you more money than your actual job.
Now, to really see why this is so critical, especially starting early, let me tell you about 2 guys, Billy and Phil. Billy gets started right away at age 20. He's just putting in $200 a month. His friend Phil waits until he's 30. He decides he needs to catch up, so he starts putting in more, $300 a month. So who do you think ends up with more money?
Okay, so by the time Phil hits 60, he's got, over $678,000. I mean, that's not bad at all. That's a really solid nest egg. He did pretty much everything right, except for one crucial thing: he didn't start early.
But now check this out. Billy, the guy who invested less money every single month, ends up with over $1.2 million? Wait, what? That is a mind-blowing difference. How in the world is that even possible?
The answer is one word: compounding. Billy's money just had an extra 10 years for his earnings to start earning their own money. It's like a snowball rolling downhill. That's the magic. And it's exactly why starting right now, even with just a little bit, is so much more powerful than waiting to start with a bigger amount down the road.
Okay, so that's the growth engine. Now for the next piece of the rule. This is the 15% that goes to what I call your stability shield. Because life, as we all know, is going to throw some curveballs at you. And this is what protects you, what keeps you in the game when that happens. And believe me, I learned this lesson the hard way. When I was 18, the engine on my car just blew up. I had 0 savings, so what did I have to do? Take out another loan, go into more debt just to get it fixed so I could get to my job. That single bill didn't just wreck my car, it totally wrecked my finances and set me back a good year.
This is why your stability fund is your first line of defense. It is not a nice to have. It is absolutely non-negotiable. Your target? 5 months of your core living expenses, just sitting there, waiting. This is the cushion that stops one bad day from completely blowing up your entire financial plan.
And where you park this cash is super important. There are 3 simple rules. Rule 1, you got to be able to get to it fast, like within 24 hours. Rule 2, it has to be 0 risk. This is not stock market money, okay? And rule 3, it should still be earning some interest, like in a high-yield savings account, just so inflation isn't slowly eating it for lunch. Okay, let's talk about the biggest slice of the pie, the 50%. This is for your core essentials, what it takes to live. But there's a really important catch here. This is for feeding you, not for feeding your ego. Get this statistic always blows my mind. Over 60% of Americans who make 6 figures are still living paycheck to paycheck. How is that possible? It's a trap called lifestyle creep. As soon as they make more money, they spend more money. They get caught up trying to look rich.
And that's the very thing that keeps them from ever actually being rich.
This comparison just nails it, doesn't it? You see the friend with the fancy shirt, the expensive watch. He looks like he's crushing it. What you don't see is the $43 in his bank account and the mountain of debt. And then there was me back then, with my plain clothes and cheap watch. But what was hidden was over $1,000 in investments and growing. It's so true. Wealth is what you don't see.
So how do you fight this? You don't rely on willpower. You use rules. Before you make any significant purchase, just ask yourself these 3 quick questions. First, is this an impulse buy? If it is, force yourself to wait 7 days. Second, am I buying this for the brand name or for the actual value it provides? And third, be honest. Is this actually going to improve my life in a meaningful way, or is it just a short-term buzz?
All right, we've made it to the final piece, the last 10%. And honestly, this might be the most important part of the whole system because it's what makes it stick. This is your guilt-free reward fund, the part that keeps you from going crazy.
I mean, let's be real. Any budget that feels like a punishment, that's all about sacrifice and no fun, it's just not going to last. You're going to quit. So this 10%, it's not an excuse to be irresponsible. It's a strategy. It's a built-in release valve that makes the whole plan sustainable. It's your reminder of what all this hard work is for.
But even here, you want to be smart about it. Spend it on stuff you'll actually remember, not just more junk to fill your house, but on memories. We're talking about vacations, hobbies that you're super passionate about, experiences with people you love, or buying a thoughtful gift for someone. You know, the things that genuinely make life richer.
And here's a super simple hack to manage this. Set up a totally separate bank account. Call it your joy jar or whatever you want. Then just automate it. Have 10% of every paycheck sent directly there. Spend it on whatever you want, completely guilt-free. The only rule, when the account is empty, it's empty. You just wait for the next month. It's the perfect balance. Total freedom, but inside a smart structure.
And that's it. That's the whole system right there. You've got 25% for growth, building your future wealth, 15% for stability, protecting you right now, 50% for your essentials just to live, and that crucial 10% for rewards so you can actually enjoy the ride. It's a simple, powerful blueprint for real financial freedom.
Because at the end of the day, a system like this, it's not really about the numbers or the spreadsheets, is it? It's about taking back control. It's about being intentional. So I'll leave you with this question. Are you just building a budget to get by, or are you building a life?